He damn near smoked you. We see it on Twitter. It's your boy James. Trust the process. Oh my God. I want to just talk about protecting your peace. And sometimes it's not easy to protect your peace. Sometimes we have to go through those hard times in order to appreciate the good times. Die being dirty. It's your boy James with the Stop Being Dirty. Stop eating dirty. Trust the process. Protect your peace. You know where I'm at. Nature, baby. It's God's free therapy right there. You know what I'm saying? Just get out. Just don't worry about the social media. Don't worry about anything. Your problems aren't going to go anywhere, unfortunately. I mean, you're in the process of fixing them, but at the snap of your fingers, your problems aren't going to go anywhere. So why stress it every day, every minute of your life? You know what I mean? We weren't put here to be stressed out. We weren't put here to be hurt and in pain. We're here to put smiles on our faces and on others around us. You know what I'm saying? I come out here with my kids and it's just the greatest time for us. And no weather stops us. And look, the floor is icicle. I don't know if y'all can see it. If y'all can catch that, the grass, it has ice in the grass, which means it was under 32 degrees last night. Fun fact, anything under 32 is freezing. 212 is the boiling point. But yeah, man, you got to get out. You got to love life. Oh my God. So we're going to start all over this card. Right now, we're going to start off with the Av versus Bdot. Bruh, this is my problem with Av. When you do a campaign like you just did about like not getting on certain cards and not getting certain battles, and you're on Twitter every other day talking about somebody ducked you, this person ducked you. Even he tweeted the other day, he said, oh, I just got word that some top tier ducked me. And I said, something like, oh, I just got word that someone told someone to duck me. And I said, oh, sounds like a good friend. You know, meaning like, because Av is dead fire. He's a tough opponent. He's nothing to fuck with. But when you have people backing you up like this and you're talking and complaining in a sense the way you are, you cannot then show up versus Bdot and get 30'd. It was a 30. We ain't arguing nothing. There's no argument. I'm not saying Av was trash, but I could critique it easily. We could critique it right now. We could do less of the critiques of Av and let's just talk about Bdot. No one on earth was Bdot came out that first round like the Bloods, like his own Paru crew just jumped him before the battle. Like, yo, son, you doing too much of this polite shit. Let him know that you on the roo. You on your roo. And he came out real like. He was wildin'. Never even seen Bdot that aggressive, that angry. I don't know what was going on in the promo between them two, that he felt like he had a point to prove, but he proved it. That first round, the only thing that slipped up, his mic fell out his pocket or some shit like that. But other than that, that ain't his fault. Beyond, bruh. That wasn't around he was going to beat. And that he was going to lose. And honestly, Av came out. And for some reason, I had this timid feeling about Av. But not timid like towards Bdot. I think for some reason, he just had nerves. He looked like me in my first round versus Ace in that sense. Like, looked like he was fighting nerves, which I believe he was, which I was. And it happens. It don't matter how much you do this shit. Just some nights hit different than others, especially if you're not expecting a Bdot to come out the gate like that. First round, clear Bdot. Round two goes, Av was better. He had highlights now in his second and his third round. But just the flawless Bdot against someone who keeps bringing lines back. Like Av was like, he'll say a line and stop and say the line again and say a line and stop. See, one thing ill about Sue Surf, he raps through. Even though I think he does that because he's choke prone, but he just raps right through the bars. And that's like, it's ill because as you keep going, they'll quiet down, and it just, in a small room, it just looks a little cringe that you keep stopping because a little reaction, and it's cringe because you're going to get someone who's just perfect all the way through. And I've had that problem second and third round. I feel like he did have dope highlights in it, a couple ill angles in it, but the angles weren't hidden against the angle god. And honestly, I had a 2-0 going into the third, and the third round, I think, was the closest round, but still wasn't close enough to beat Bdot. I have Bdot with a 30. Not a body bag because Av is too nice for that. His pen is, he definitely has some fire moments in there, but it was a 3-0. So we could keep it moving. The next battle now, I can't speak on the Arsenal and Loso, and I can't speak on the One other battle, Chilla Jones and Kid Chaos. And it's nothing against those battles. I wanted to catch the whole card, but at that time, like, it was just getting dark over here. So, like, I was running around with the kids last minute until it got completely dark and they had to go back inside. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, salute to all of them. And you know, when I do get a chance to watch, I'll talk on those battles, but I can't do it right now. I seen a little bit of Loso and Arsenal. I seen that Loso looked the most Spanish he ever did in his life. Salute to that. Salute to that. But other than that, I wasn't able to catch the battle in for DNA. Oh my God. DNA versus King Los. Now, honestly, I didn't think I didn't think King Los had a chance against DNA. I feel like DNA looked really focused. I feel like DNA definitely is like one of the greatest ever to do this shit. And King Los had a couple battles, but not to the magnitude of DNA, of what DNA does in that sense. And round one goes, and who went first? Round one. I believe DNA went first. DNA went first, and it was a solid ass first round. You know, DNA with the gun bar shit. I like it, and I think he has his own style now, and he definitely doesn't sound like anyone. You know, you get in these crews, y'all start sounding the same. Now he sounds like DNA again, and I think that's dope. And he has some dope ass lines in there, and I thought it was gonna be a tough round to beat, and it will be. But King Los, man, I don't know if you want to call it shock value. I don't know what. I knew it was dangerous because he has a bald head with braids on it. So, like, once I see, like, yo, you got a baldy with the braids. Like, you refuse to choose a side and you allowed to have both sides. Like, the universe was like, you could take all that. Go ahead. Like, you have a baldy with braids. Like, that's some real alien shit. So I knew it was going to be real dangerous for DNA. And it was, man. Round one, King Los, bruh. I got King Los taking the first round. I just think the way he was talking about the smack era, and even though you could debate and be like, oh, he wasn't talking about DNA, it doesn't matter, bro. The shit was fire. Like, I've seen people do it before. We're not gonna cop out and do that. People done had rounds that ain't got shit to do with the opponent, but it was so flawless. Jerry West did it. Jerry West put himself on the map versus Gluezy by rapping about smack. The first round ain't got shit to do with Gluezy, and it's one of his best rounds of his career. So, with that being said, man, I had King Los up the first round. I just feel like it was a lot in that round, and DNA's round was dope too. I preferred King Los's. He definitely, I would say this though, the shock value. I did not expect him to be that good, so if I watched it 2 or 3 times, but I'm not that kind of blogger. This is a one-time watch. I got time for that shit. Got 2 kids running around this month, so I have it 1-0 going to into the second. Now the second round goes, DNA fire again. I mean, he's DNA. Dude is just dope like that. You know what I'm saying? I battled DNA. You know what's so crazy too? On this whole card, like, I battled DNA, I battled Loso, I battled Serious Jones, and I battled A Verb. Like, it's just dope for me as, like, a fan or / battle rapper, whatever the hell I am these days. Just someone who loves battle rap overall and done everything in it, in the sense of blogging and battle rapping and doing all that shit. I just think, that was just fire for me to sit back and be like, wow, man, I battled a lot of dudes on this card, beat them all too. So, so now we have the second round, King Los goes, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, yo, bro, am I bugging? Am I bugging? Or did he just win this round also? Bro, I had this shit 2-0 going into the third. Like, this is nowhere near a body bag. It's preference. Like, I just think the way King Los was puzzling his shit together impressed me more than what DNA was doing, because I've seen DNA do it before. Does that make sense to you? Like, you don't expect that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you, like, take down a joint. It's 4 a.m. I'm not really caring about weight, size, your swag, nothing. You can even have a little tang on your thing. Like, it's 4 a.m. I'm lit. Let's do it. And then, like, you take it back to the crib, and it's like, oh, shit, you actually give crazy neck. Or, like, yo, you throwing it back, like, it's fire. Like, you weren't expecting that from, like, the 4 a.m. straggler. And to me, like, the bald braids was the 4 a.m. straggler, and he comes through and, like, you know what I'm saying, under all her clothes, she was a bad bitch. So that really threw me off. So I had it 2-0 going into the third. DNA comes through with, like, what you could debate to be an unbeatable round. That round was so great, bruh. But King Los had a fire ass third as well. And not even to run over it, just to get back to how dope that third round was from DNA. Salute to DNA. That third round was incredible. One of the best rounds of the night, period. In all the battles, it's definitely up there in the top 5, and it's definitely lit. But I think right next to it is King Los's third. I don't think it was a wash, the third round. I think you can debate that third round, you can debate that third round. I'm going to do that myself and say that third round could go either way. It could go either way, but I have 2-0 going into the third. third, King Low Serious Jones. Let's get serious, Jones. You was Serious Jones, the most serious Jones. You came out like a dirty pimp in a tracksuit and a coat. I hated it. But other than that, because you had a hoodie on under the fur. Like, that's just so nasty to me. Like, you got to put the crew neck on. Come on. But, like, no, just I hated it. But other than that, Serious Jones needs to stop his antics. The fucking diamond tester, the pimp, stop. Just come out and do what you did. Because other than that is the only critique I have on Serious Jones. We've just seen the greatest Serious Jones ever. This shit could be compared to his Murder Mook battle. This is one of the best Serious Jones ever. Like, yo, bro, round one, Serious Jones goes. He has his dirty pimp angle in the beginning. I didn't love it. It wasn't trash, though, but that is less than a quarter of his round, because his first round was like 6 fucking minutes. It was ridiculous. And I'm telling you, if the first minute was whatever it was, the next 5 was elite, and he did not take his foot off the gas at all. That round one was crazy. To me personally, I think it was I was surprised at his rapping ability, that how he came into this battle. He wasn't heckling, he wasn't talking, nothing. He was taking the shit talk. He was doing exactly what he was supposed to do. JC goes round one. I already had a problem with. I knew JC didn't have enough. I just didn't feel like he had enough like oomph behind him. I feel like he came out the gate with a couple dope lines, but he already has to catch up to 10 dope lines. So you shouldn't be self-celebrating. These are little things that throw me off. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm that nice. Like, bro, you're 13 seconds into the round on someone who just had his foot on your neck for 5 minutes. Can you give me a little more before you start pom-pomming it? I had it going 1-0 into the second round. Serious Jones' second round is this is like the round of his life. This round 2 was the round of Serious Jones' life. I'm talking about this guy has schemes, haymakers, punchlines. He had jokes, everything that you need, he had in this second round. To me, it looked like an unbeatable round, and it proved to be that. JC goes. JC had a little worn out angles. He dragged the head ice angle in every round. He dragged the math angle in every round. And for me personally, Jims, on this channel, if you're watching, please hit that subscribe button right now. We almost had 12 minutes. I'm yapping to y'all. At least give me a subscribe. That's all. A little thumbs up. That's it. I don't like the dragged angles. I think T-Top did that in one battle I didn't like. Like, it's like against Bdot, I believe, with the football shit. Just leave the angle for that round and think of another angle, or just don't even angle at all moving forward, because it's just overused. It sounds overdone. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that shit. So, I think going into round 2, JC had the wrong approach and not expecting Serious Jones to be that good. This battle was over going into the third round. It was done already. This battle was done already. Serious Jones has the fucking nerve to come and body the third round too. I want to say this, man. Salute to Serious Jones, and like, I just feel like he gets a bad rap that he's earned. I feel like I'm not even gonna get into the details. I just feel like he's done, said, and you know, handled certain things the way he shouldn't have, and he got a bad rap for it. But you know, if you could kick someone while they're down, at least big them up while they're up. And honestly, salute to Serious Jones. This was an incredible performance, one of the greatest Serious Jones I've ever seen, and maybe the first time I've ever said in my life since the Fight Club era that I want to see him again, and see him again soon. I'm excited for Serious Jones' next battle, and that's a crazy thing to say, because this guy just has shit luck, man. Glad he's good after his accident and shit like that, and salute to him. The third round is the same as every other round. It's nothing to really say. This was the 3-0. I'm sorry. 3-0. Serious Jones is 3-0 JC. Y'all can argue it. You cannot. There was no round close enough to give JC. And if you say there is, I think you're bugging. I think you're bugging. I honestly think this round wasn't head ice. Headshot in the Chinese store left you with red rice. Listen, this battle right here, you know, I think it was overdue. I think it was dope that it had history attached to it. I think I wanted some more angles in this, more personals in a sense. I feel like they do go back that much, and I feel like I didn't get that from this battle. Head Ice was going, and I knew already. I thought Head Ice was going to be dangerous, considering like he had like that danger mode that he usually gets in, like being dead in the middle of the winter, wearing a jacket and still sweating profusely. Like, that's like scary of a person who could distribute that much fluid out of his body, even though in cold temperatures. So like, he really might be a wolf. And then like A-Verb goes, and I wasn't sure if his dreads were going to come off or not, because I feel like I heard them say he had a haircut, but I also know he loves denim jackets so much. And when he wears a denim jacket, he is pretty fire. So going into it, I was like, 50-50 on it. So Head Ice goes first, and I think Head Ice had some moments he had this one moment in the first I really liked. It was something where he kept repeating over and over. It was like an entendre that kept going, like it applied. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kept going. I don't want to butcher it. I don't know what it said, but he had an ill scheme in it. If y'all remember, you could write it. And I did like that part of his first round, but when he was done with his first round, I believed it was beatable. I just feel like Head Ice is Head Ice. And that's the thing. I'm going to get more into that as this goes on. Now, Averb goes out the gate. Averb had a little bit of a longer round. This one, which I like when he does longer rounds because he's very rap to the T type battle rapper. And he mentioned that even in this battle. But as far as like Averb, like coming with the old Averb, it wasn't there, but it didn't need to be. Like he just didn't talk all that bullshit, wonton cookie shit, like fortune cookie bullshit. He was like really talking, man. I have this first round. I just feel like Averb was way too much. Like he had bars hidden in bars, and I really enjoyed Averb better than how I Head Ice in this round. Second round, Head Ice goes. Third round, Head Ice goes, and I mixed the two only because I can say this. Head Ice is Head Ice. The thing is, this is a guy you can't see that often because his style is so different. The only way his type of style can be appreciated is if you don't see it too many times. So if Head Ice don't battle in 3 months, when you do see him again, you're going to love Head Ice. He's going to be one of the toughest people to beat no matter who you put in front of him because his style is so unique. But the thing is about unique styles, you can't do it repetitively. So we just seen Head Ice and Av. We have the hype of that Head Ice style. You can't give me that style again. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it again. I don't want chicken and broccoli, 2 weeks in a row. I want something different now. I want sweet and sour chicken. I want General. You know what I'm trying to say? That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it just wasn't it, man. It wasn't it. Like, and Averb just honestly was one of, Averb was going crazy. This is the thing. This ain't about Head Ice. Head Ice was doing what Head Ice does. Averb was too much for that shit. It was too much. He had a couple of angles about making money, which Head Ice didn't like, but I understood what Averb wasn't calling Head Ice broke because Head Ice gets his money the way he gets his money, as he stated in between heckling his rounds. But he was talking about, like, in this game, like, you were in it before us. There's no reason why we should have more money from battle rap than you. That was his point, which landed well for me because it's a good point. He could have went deeper into that angle, honestly, but he didn't need to. I liked I think Head Ice got a little choppy in the second round somewhere, or the third. I'm not sure, but I just know Averb was flawless right through. And Head Ice just, he had moments, whereas Averb was back to back to back to back to back to back. He did not, I'm talking about, like, seriously, Averb and Serious Jones both were just going crazy. Salute to Averb, salute to Serious Jones, salute to King Low, salute to DNA, Av, Head Ice, everyone on this card. I'm gonna go watch the battles that I didn't get to watch. My son is walking outside. We're gonna hit these swings before we hit the road. I hope everybody out there trusting the process, protecting their peace. I went a little longer than I usually do today, but, switch it up sometimes. I usually just give you blogs under 10 minutes. A lot of people want to see more. Some people want to see less. I'm just feeling good today, and I hope you're doing the same, man. Trust the process, protect your peace. Subscribe to the channel. Stop being dirty.